Hello DartsnGear friends. Today I will show you the Caliburn EVO tip change system. It has been revised and turns 95% of all darts into something like Swiss point darts. With this, you can screw on and off tips in both steel and soft tip. How it works, what it costs, what options are available, and of course where I see advantages or disadvantages, all of that in this video. Let's get started. I'll first show you the result, and then what it takes and how it all works in detail. I have also selected 2 dart sets where it could become problematic. Therefore, I want to try this out with you on camera to see if it is reliably feasible with the new EVO system. First, I'll take my Joe Caliburn. These are 32mm EVO points in smooth silver, and I'm going to switch them to the 36mm points. They are called micro grip with light fingers and board grip. For this, I take this small tool here. The new one is now simply screwed on by hand and tightened once with the tool. That's it. Changing tips is that simple. And in the review of the Mike the Decker darts, you have probably already seen these points here. This is also the EVO fire system with these golden no-lip points, providing a nice smooth transition here to the barrel nose. And if I want to soften the edge here, I can screw it onto my Joe calendars just like that. As you can see, changing the tip is very easy, and the secret lies in a small component called a spigot, which has a thread that I pressed into the barrel. I'll show you exactly how that works shortly. The EVO system was first released about 7 or 8 months ago. However, there was quickly feedback from the market that it wasn't quite optimal. This was addressed by Caliburn. EVO quickly recognized this, removed it from the market, and said that we cannot offer it to you like this, which is why the entire thing has been completely revised. To get started, you need a repointer and the so-called starter kit, which contains everything necessary to equip up to 3 darts with the new EVO change system. All the included parts are also available for individual purchase, but then you will pay more than double the price. It makes perfect sense to start with the starter kit, as it contains the 2 necessary tools that you need. This includes the use of smooth points as well as 3 spigots that come in various diameters of 2.33, 2.34, and 2.35 mm, thus offering different common point diameters from various suppliers. For simplicity, I will now refer to these things as screw insert, and to convert your darts to the EVO system, it actually involves roughly 2 steps. You simply remove the old tips, press these screw inserts into your barrels, and then you can screw all EVO interchangeable tips on and off as you like. And I will now show on my mission arc on how this works exactly and what I pay attention to. What you do first is take a repointer and basically pull out a tip. I've already prepared this here, so it should go quite quickly now. And in this case, these are the mission archon. The tip can be removed accordingly. And now you can actually do 2 things. If you have such a micrometer screw or a measuring tool, you can simply measure how wide your point or the point receptacle actually is. And there you can see that I come to exactly the middle with the current point at 2.345. That means the chances are good, starting with a small beginning, that I will take a spigot now, so this grip, with a medium diameter of 2.34, and if that is too loose, I will take the larger one of 2.35. So, this gives you a first point of reference. Don't pull out all the points right away. Start with the first dart, because you need this tool here, and you can use it to follow along again. Now, of course, I would also need to unscrew the barrel here. This tool has a marking at the front where it is a bit smaller, and you should insert it into the barrel's nose and make sure that it completely disappears inside. That fits in my case. That means I can press this B-guns in wonderfully here. And to do exactly that, you can also briefly test it out beforehand by turning the tool here now. I have chosen my medium size here with 234. I simply screw it on here and can already try out whether it would fit with slight pressure. And it doesn't wobble anymore. That means 2.34 is definitely a good size to press into the barrels. This way, I can leave it directly on here and use this tool just like a conventional tip. I secure it, and of course, I put my barrel back on the mount. So now it actually works like the target storm points with the stop. This means I can't go wrong here. I'm now moving my sled forward to that I can get the spigot centered here, and now I can simply press it in until it hits the stop at the front. If the spigot fits, then it is pressed in firmly enough. If you want to be absolutely sure, just like with points, you can put a drop of super glue on it and then press it in. Then it will definitely hold securely and reliably. Now I will first carefully and gently loosen it again and take my barrel out with the tool. So, now I am basically done. I can now unscrew my tool. In the center here is my spigot pressed in. And then I will take the standard points included in the starter kit and can simply put them on. And this other tool here is specifically designed for tightening. In the middle, there is a receptacle for the point use end. Then it can be tightened properly again, and the tip will be securely and centrally positioned in the barrel. So folks, here I want to show you another borderline case where you really need to be careful, specifically with the Heroes chart. Here I am using the 2.34mm socket, and I hope you can see it, put a drop of super glue on it so that it definitely holds well with the tool. It went in quite well, but it was also a tight fit. The issue with the Heroes chart is that it has a very, very fine and also very thin lip at the front. And to get the spigot in, you really need to be careful. In particular, and I will show you that again shortly, also at the stop all the way to the front. Now that it's my turn, I must not twist it on any further. I am doing it too tightly. I didn't pay close enough attention the first time. Then, you really push the lip back. As you can see, it's not that dramatic now. I can just turn it down. But these Heroes chart are really very sensitive at the front. That worked perfectly before with the very simple standard points without any stops and so on. But it is clear, this lip at the front is so thin and sensitive, so you really need to proceed very, very carefully and precisely. So there are a few darts on the market where either the drilling in the nose is not deep enough, or, as in this case, darts with a very, very fine, sensitive nose at the front. In terms of price, as just mentioned and also shown, you start with this EVO starter kit. It costs around $15. Included in there, and these tools are also available individually. All you need for that is this Caliburn EVO driver tool, as they officially call it. It costs around $10. For this, you will need these screw sleeves or spigots in the appropriate diameter. A pack costs $2.25. This small tool, which allows you to screw your points up and down and then tighten them, costs $4.95. And the various points available also cost around $10. So these are the components you will be working with. And in terms of the points, I think there is already a pretty good selection right from the start. There are different types of tips, various tip lengths, and of course, different colors. And regardless of the variant, the price is currently always around $10.
Let me summarize the reasons that speak in favor of the system from my perspective, and where I see limitations or disadvantages. I find it positive that there is an affordable entry price, so with $15 for the starter kit, assuming you have the repointer, you can definitely get started. No special darts are required, and you can easily repoint about 90 to 95% of all steel dart barrels on the market, I would say. There is a good selection of tips, colors, and lengths. I find it fundamentally very simple and also reliable in use. Whether it's style or screw-on soft dart tips, it doesn't really matter here. Both options work, and the points have, or they also do not need a predetermined breaking point. Overall, they are quite solidly constructed and are also thicker at the barrel nose, which should make them very durable overall. I also see as an advantage that you can remove these bigoos, meaning these small threads, and still continue to press in regular points. Now, the system comes from Caliburn, and there was recently a major launch with a lot of player darts as well as series darts, and I have already seen many Caliburn darts featuring the special EVO logo. So, all Caliburn darts that have this EVO logo on them already use this interchangeable system, as the Spigo is already pre-installed. And what I also find quite good is that currently, really every item, every part that one might need in some form is available individually. So there is both a replacement and, let's say, an expansion of your collection if you want to equip all your darts with it. So, do I see any limitations or even disadvantages? Clearly it only works with the EVO-specific dart points, as it is a specialized system. Of course, long-term experiences are still lacking, especially regarding durability and the expansion of the product range. Yes, the V system has been completely revised and is therefore no longer compatible with the V predecessor system. However, that has been completely removed from the market, so only the current version is available for purchase now. The core of the system consists of these relatively small spigos, which are the screw-in sleeves. I can imagine that if they are too loose or not quite fitting properly, it could become a bit problematic. And you have to buy the spigos for each diameter. So when the ones from your starter set are gone, you'll need to buy some more, or you might not even know the diameter you need. So, just take several diameters or something like that. Overall, I see definitely more advantages than disadvantages, especially in comparison to the established Swiss point systems or 180R interchange. With those, you are always dependent on the specific barrels. With the EVO system, that is exactly eliminated. Theoretically, you can convert any barrel that has a normal tip pressed into the EVO system. But for that, you just need a repointer once. You don't need that with the other systems. I think it's a smart idea in itself. I've played with it a few days now and haven't had any bad experiences with it so far. In the long run, it will show, along with the feedback from people who try the system, how durable the system and the tips are. Especially those annoying hard bouncers when the things hit the ground or you just hit the wire more often. You just have to see how that works out. I don't think the points will break quickly, because they are made of solid material and also thickened towards the barrel nose. And as long as you apply it correctly according to the instructions, time will tell how durable and high quality the whole setup is. And with that, I say thank you for watching. I am looking forward to your opinions on the EVO 5 interchange system. Feel free to write it in the comments, and see you in the next video at DartsnGear. Bye, ciao, good darts.